My name is Ida. I'm on air with Big Boys Neighborhood on Real 92.3 from Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can catch me every single morning. It is an absolute honor to be sitting here next to T-BOZ. I grew up listening to TLC, and I just know that she is a very, very strong woman. For those that have gotten a chance to read this book, A Sick Life, you can really get an insight as to what her life has been. And I feel that T-BOZ, you have been very open to your fans throughout the years, but I want to know what inspired you to open up these layers of your life in this book.
For me, timing is everything, and I went through a lot of stuff, but at that time, I just wasn't ready to talk about it. But I think it was after I had the brain tumor. And that was one of the hardest things I went through, because I lost my sight, my hearing, my balance, and my speech, and that's everything I do with my job. I was like, how am I sing and dance, and like, oh my God. So after I got through that, and then I'm touring and doing everything I wanted to do again, I was like, I think I should share my story in hopes of helping somebody else. And plus, I think it also was therapeutic for me, because I was tired of holding stuff in, because I never talk about being sick. I just move forward. And so it was therapeutic, and I'm glad I got it off my chest. And from the comments that I'm getting at the book signings, and it has been inspirational for some people. So I feel better now that I've done it.
And I'm glad you did share that. Was there at any point while you were recounting these events of your life that maybe you're like, I actually don't want to share that?
Oh, I don't share nothing I don't want to. Trust me, the stuff I didn't want to share is not in that book. But I have so many stories. I could probably write 5 more books.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I didn't tell everything. I mean, there's so many TLC stories. There's so many different parts of my life that I haven't told. But I told some stuff that my family was like, I can't believe you said that. Yep, I said it.
And I feel that you've dealt with sickle cell in such a graceful way throughout your entire life. And again, for those that haven't gotten a chance to read the book and to get an insight of what that's like, can you give us a little bit of what it has been like?
Well, like in my book, even though I do have sickle cell disease, I kind of talk about being ill on one accord, because a lot of us have dealt with cancer in our family. If you haven't had it yourself, you know someone or a friend or family member who has had it. So basically, I don't care what you have, lupus, AIDS, sickle cell. Being sick is being sick with something foreign in your body that you don't understand or don't want in your body, basically. So I just come from a point of what I went through. But I think it can be inspirational for other people too, because you go through so much mentally, physically, and emotionally when you're sick, especially when it's something you totally don't understand and you need these doctors to help you, and then they just see dollar signs and they're not really trying to find a cure. They just treat the symptoms, not the cause. And my thing is, what is causing me to be sick? I don't want you just to treat me short term. I want to heal. I want to live. I want to be here.
Amen. And going back to when you were 7 and having a doctor tell your mom in front of you that you would not live to see 30, what would you tell that doctor today if you had that opportunity?
I just think it's horrible. I'll tell them to catch a brick, a couple of them. Because first of all, second of all, and third of all, you pull your children to the side, the parents to the side, and keep the kid away. And then you would say, ma'am, blah, blah, blah. This idiot has me sitting there at 7 years old. He could have ruined my life. Like, I thank God that I had a faith in God-fearing mother, because if I hadn't, I don't know where I'd be, because as soon as he was like, oh, she'll never live to see 30, she'll never have kids, she will die by this time. And I'm like, dang, she'll be disabled her whole life. But y'all, my daughter will be 17 on the 20th.
Amen.
And
so amazing.
I'm in the biggest girl summer group of all time, traveling the world, still touring. And my dreams came true. So that's a reason why, like, I talk to people, because I'm like a walking miracle. I'm telling you, doctors come out the room and I'm telling y'all, they be like, yo, I didn't do that. So I got some special something special looking over me.
You definitely do. And for anybody that is dealing with an illness, what are the 3 most important things that you feel like you've lived through that you can pass on to somebody else that you wish people would know more about?
First, you have to be your own advocate. You have to speak up for yourself, because I can't tell you how many times like the nurses and doctors almost killed me. Like I didn't end up in ICU more than enough times, like because somebody made a mistake or they're experimenting on me or trying something. Nah, like, and if the doctor doesn't know, y'all go find one that does, because don't let somebody make up something on you if he doesn't understand. And a lot of them don't like to admit they don't understand. These are human beings that are practicing medicine. They're not God. And some of them have a God complex, that's what I like to call it, where they just know everything. And we can all read the same book. You get what I'm saying? You ever played that game where everybody sits in a circle and something comes back different? So we can all read the same thing, but we may get a different meaning out of it. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily mean you understand it. And also, what works for one doesn't work for the other. So my cousin has sickle cell, but everything that worked for him didn't work for me, vice versa. Because genetically, we're all different. We have different backgrounds, different, genetics. So at the end of the day, I have this pad of paper that I keep, because I don't understand my body, because every 7 years it changes. You know what I'm saying? So I write down like, okay, I'm allergic to this doesn't work for me, this does. And you're the only person that can go to the doctor and convey what's going on with you to make him better understand how to treat you. So I'm always preaching, stand up for yourself, be your own advocate. And if the doctor does not have good bedside manners, get another one. It took me 28 years to find my doctor, but he loves me as a person. He wants to save me. He cares about me, my children, and my life. I'm not just a dollar sign when I walk in the door. And he cares about me being older and being here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you need in a doctor, somebody who cares about people.
Right, not the money.
Yeah, not the money. There's money in medicine, y'all, I'm telling y'all. Yes. They don't be trying to save us. Not all of them. There's some good ones, but I'm just saying. Yeah, it's very rare, few and far and in between.
And TLC was on tour this year. How did that go for you? How was it like being on tour, back on tour for you? Was it easier now or harder now? You're also a mommy, so how does that work out?
Oh, 2-year-old child. My daughter was doing my makeup, which is not fun because she's an emotional teen. She's like, Mom, I'm tired. I'm like, girl, if you don't get in here and do your job because we paying you money. And then I got my 2-year-old who's a terrible 2 running around, Then they had me bring the dog.
The dog?
I am not the person trucking around with my dog everywhere. That is not my thing. I love my dog, but he be staying at home, right? So I got the dog, the 2-year-old, and the emotional teen all on the tour bus, along with the workers. Can I just say, y'all have no idea. They was driving me crazy. But it was awesome. The fans, it's hard. Like, I ain't gonna lie, because, like, I'm 47 now, so, getting up, hey. I still be getting it, though, but, I just take care of myself. Like, I do oxygen before and after. I take so many drops in my drinks. I have a masseuse who's there, and it's not like a relaxing massage. Trust me, she be, like, getting in there, But I just have different regimens that I do, to stay better, because before I would ruin every tour we ever went on, and they would be canceled, like T-BOZ sick again. So, but this time, y'all, because I've learned my body and I understand it more, my doctor even rides my tour bus. My doctor's the jam, I'm telling y'all. And I've made it through 2 successful tours, y'all, without getting sick and going to the hospital. That's like amazing.
Blessing.
In 25 years.
Wow.
Like, I can't believe it. I'm like, I made it through another tour. Yeah, so I'm like happy about that.
I'm just really happy you guys went on tour. Like, that's still amazing. And now let's get into a little bit of TLC. You guys had a lot of accomplishments, but there were some struggles as well. How did you guys overcome the adversity that came at you guys, dealing with contracts and managers and shady business all around? How did you guys push through? And even when Lisa was trying to leave?
Oh, my group. Now if I could do it, I know anybody can, because I am not a girl's type of girl. I grew up with guys. I'm a prissy tomboy. I will comb my hair and do my nails, but I don't want to sit there and talk about it all day. Like, girl, you know, because you see her legs. Yeah, but she got a man and you don't, so her legs must be okay. You know, it's always the single ones who got something to say. You know, girl, because you know. I'm like, but you are not, you've never been married. You know, so I'm not the one you want to talk to like that, because I'll be sitting there like. So anyway, needless to say that it is hard being in a girl group, okay? But you have to learn to agree to disagree and accept people for how they are, no matter who they are. Because them personalities, I don't know why I ain't choked both of them out. but or them me, because I know it's a couple of times I wanted to like, but I had to woosah. And I know I love Lisa special because Lisa did stuff to me that I know back in my day I would have bopped somebody for, but I never did. No, she used to get at me. Yes, she used to try me. So the thing was, Lisa wanted to go solo in the middle of the fan mail album. So it was never that we had a problem with her going solo, it's when she chose to do it. Is so when you have a contractual obligation with the label and all that, you have a deadline. You done took this money and they want their album on this date. And she just wouldn't show up to the studio. Or we'd be in an interview, like doing a magazine shoot, the hair, makeup, magazine people would be there. She'd just walk out. Oh, well, where are you going? I'm going to meet with Puffy. I'm like, what? So at that point, it got public, it got put out in the public because we couldn't keep it quiet, because you're walking out in front of the person who's doing the interview, so clearly they can see it's a problem. But honestly, it was, I blame some of it on her boyfriend. Like, if anybody knows our story, if you don't, I'll tell you real quick. Lisa's father, she adored. He was a musician. That's where she got all her talent from. And as soon as Pebbles said, I want you to be my group, she was like, well, I can't wait to tell my dad. I ain't lying, y'all. It was like a movie. 3 seconds later, Pebbles knocked on the door and said, your dad was murdered. And so her boyfriend at the time reminded her of her dad. So a lot of stuff he would say to her, it was just a mental thing. You know, when you see your friends or your sister in a relationship and you know he's no good and he has an agenda, but because it was that connection with her dad and him, she couldn't see straight. So some of that, you know, I understood. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really fault her. That's why I didn't fight her or just go off or snap, because I understood it was some emotional stuff that she was dealing with, and he was playing on those emotions. So at the end of the day, we stuck through it and we still never broke up. She just happened to end up passing away, and we still keep her memory alive in all of our shows.
Definitely. I honestly believe that a person never dies as long as you keep them in your heart, and that's been true with TLC, and Lisa has never been forgotten, will never be.
There's a light inside your eyes, you make me feel like I'm awake.